Well, Summer of Superman is not really just the Summer of Superman. It's the Summer of Superman and the Summer of Peacemaker. And it is the rebirth of DC. At least when it comes to live action and, well, a connected universe. Look, I'm pumped. I said this in my reaction review of the Peacemaker Season 2 teaser. And I'm going to say it again here. I am overly excited when it comes to DC right now. And I say this because it's never been brighter. Oh, but Slav, what are you talking about here? That we've got Superman, we've got Peacemaker. What else do we have? What, Lanterns and Supergirl? There's nothing else coming. There's nothing else in production. What could you possibly be talking about? And, oh, we got just James Gunn doing stuff? Oh, boy. Look, guys, here's the thing, okay? I'm absolutely over the moon about Superman. Everything I've seen brings me hope and joy for what this movie is going to encapsulate when it comes to the superhero genre. We've needed a great superhero film for quite some time. Sure, Thunderbolts just came out for Marvel. It was a good time. It was enjoyable. But this is going to be something different. This is going to be something on a different level than what we've seen in quite some time. So I'm really, really excited about that. But then we get to the Peacemaker of it all. Peacemaker is going to be great. Peacemaker is going to be tons and tons of fun. And when I say it's going to be fun, it's a comedy. And we are allowed to have comedies when it comes to the comic book movie genre. But Slav, doesn't that just mean that James Gunn is bastardizing the characters and doesn't respect what he's doing with everything? No, that's not what that means. Because here's the beauty of what happens when a creator comes in and takes over and starts to, work in the sandbox. He's given freedom to kind of adjust things on his own. Now, the beautiful thing about Peacemaker is he's taken the character and he's utilized the character and kept the core elements of who Peacemaker is. But he's made adjustments for it to fit the world that he's built around him. So sure, he's added some humor to him, but that hasn't changed who Peacemaker is on the inside. What drives him to be the hero / vigilante / anti-hero, I guess, in a way, that he is. Because that is who Peacemaker is. He respects the core material. And he's done that with almost all of the comic book movie stuff and comic book projects that he's done. Speaking of James Gunn. He likes to adjust the characters a little bit, just as comic book writers and artists do, just as other comic book directors have done. Nolan's done it, Snyder's done it, Sam Raimi's done it, the Russos have done it. The list goes on and on when these directors, these filmmakers do it. And you can look at the comic book writers as well who have done it throughout the years. I mean, we wouldn't have the Superman we have today had that not happened over time. It's what happens. Things adjust and change over time due to the artist who is writing and adapting it themselves. So it's okay. It happens. So that's what makes me excited. And that's what's just this year. Just in the summer of 2025, we're getting Superman, we're getting Peacemaker. But next year, we then have two more big projects, Supergirl and Lanterns. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I'm over the moon about Supergirl. I'm hopeful for Supergirl. We don't know much about it. We know that it's inspired by the Woman of Tomorrow series of comics. Millie Alcock is a fantastic actress. Jason Momoa, who was born to play Lobo, is Lobo in this movie. But we don't know much else about the film. So I'm hopeful that it's going to be great. I'm hopeful. Lanterns. We have an amazing casting with Kyle Chandler as Hal Jordan and Aaron Pierre as Jon Stewart, as well as the other supporting cast around them. I'm hopeful and excited about the future of DC. But what makes this different from what was the DCEU? What makes this different than what happened in 2016 when Jeff Johns and Kevin Smith stood on the stage on CW and said, look at all this that is coming? Well, what makes this different is that there is a vision from one party, from James Gunn. Sure, Peter Safran is there, but he's the producer. He's the money man. He's the guy that's allowing James Gunn to do this and helping him, finesse the executive waters, I guess you can say. But James Gunn is the one pushing forward the creative ship. He's hiring the people, getting the people in there to help push this forward. That is what's the beauty about all of this. Back 10 years ago, you had Zack Snyder doing what he was doing. Jeff Johns came in, wanted to do one thing. You had Kevin Tushihara pushing Jeff Johns to do one thing. So him and John Berg, they were trying to push DC in one direction while Zack Snyder wanted to go in another direction, and they just couldn't get all on the same page, and they thought they were on the same page, but they still wanted to do this thing. Kevin Tushihara wanted to make money, and there was no cohesion back then. So sure, everything looked cool, everything looked like it was going to be great, but there were too many cooks in the kitchen. Right now, why I'm so excited is because I enjoy what James Gunn has made. There's a handful of his things. I liked the Guardians of the Galaxy projects. I liked Suicide Squad. I liked Peacemaker. I like the things that he does. And I know that he understands this assignment because of the way he's talked about it and how this is going to be different. Superman's going to be different. He understands how they can't do what Marvel has done. He understands they can't do what DC has done. So I get that, and he gets that. I see the way he talks about it. So I'm excited because of that. I'm excited because he knows what needs to be done and that he understands things. Now, obviously, he needs to put that into action, okay? But James Gunn is a liar. He lies all the time. Why was it that accent? Whatever. I'm excited. I don't care what he says on social media. I don't care if he says, oh, we're waiting for scripts to be perfect and before we greenlight something, and then they greenlight Clayface, and then we find out about rewrites. I trust the process. I'm trusting that they are doing the best that they can do. All right? Studios and running a studio and putting together a universe is not something that's easy. I'm not even in the business, and I can understand that aspect. What's his name? Kevin Feige has talked about it multiple times over the last 15 years, how it's not an easy thing to do. And they're starting one up, and you think it's easy? No. I'm trusting the process, and I'm sitting back and I'm waiting, and let's see how it plays out. But I'm still excited because I'm a freaking huge DC fan. And all I want is to see a DC universe finally work on screen and live action. And yeah, I liked what we had before, but it didn't pan out. So let's see what's going to happen now. This is the rebirth of DC and live action on screen, and we're seeing it come to life right in front of us. There's no reason not to be excited. There's no reason not to be hopeful. You got to be one of the two. And if you're not, well, then go cry somewhere else. But honestly, let's get going, guys. Let's get ready. Let's get excited. I've been saying it for months, if not more than months, years. At the very least, have a little hope. You were taught in 2013 to have a little hope. Why not have a little hope? Let me know what you guys think. Are you excited about summer of 2025? Superman, Peacemaker? And is it just building inside of you? Are you excited? I know I am. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. With all that said, I'll catch you all later.